Hello guys, sorry for all the noise that's around me. I'm not in my usual setup. I'm outside. If you're wondering why, that's because we are going to be doing a video on how to take care of your rats. And right now, I am actually outside with my favorite two rats. What is she doing? Look. Speedy is enjoying herself, but tip number 1, always let your rats have at least 30 minutes of free roaming time throughout the day. At least let them out of the cage once a day if you're too lazy to keep them out for 30 minutes. But I recommend if you're too lazy to actually keep them out for 30 minutes, then you probably shouldn't have a rat, because rats are a lot of work, because you have to feed them, play with them, give them water. They're almost like any other pet, except they need a lot of attention. So this one's Speedy, this one's Snowball. They're my little babies, and I probably play with them for at least an hour a day. The more time you spend with your rats, the more comfortable they will be with you. Rats are fast little creatures. Make sure you do not let them play outside unsupervised like these little fellas. I don't watch them 24/7 when they're outside because I trust them. They're trained. They sometimes come when I call. I have to go and they'll come. Like literally whenever I made that noise, she started staring at me. But make sure they always get outside time, and make sure you watch them so they don't run away. Look what I found. Well, on to thing number 2. Whenever you're not playing with them... Oh, I thought I lost a rat. She's right there. But when you're not playing with the rats, they're probably in their cage. And make sure whenever they're in their cage, they are having plenty of fun. I had to get that out of her eye, but make sure they are having plenty of fun in their cage. Make sure they have toys. You might want to have things hanging. You might want to have like little like cat toys in there, sticks that you'll get from like the pet store. Here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let me go to my rat cage. My rats, trying to get back in her cage. My rats have this thing they sleep in. It's a little cat. They have things to chew on, like toilet paper rolls and stuff. They have sticks. Here's your stick. And they have wooden blocks. And you want the wooden block? There. And we have to make sure they have water. Got plenty of water in there. It's up to here. It's not up to here. But and make sure they get fed daily. They already ate their food, and make sure you're not overfeeding them. Just because their food bowl is empty doesn't mean they have no food. Most rats, like I have packing rats, and stop it. And they probably have food up in here in the corner somewhere. Oh, sorry, I hit the rat. But they have food. Make sure if you have cats or anything, you have clips. Because cats like to try to eat them. Make sure you always have more bedding, because you know you'll have to clean it. Make sure you have at least 2 rat foods, but I recommend this rat food right here from the pet store, and this food right here. I'm kind of out of this food, We haven't got to go to the pet store, but we did go to Tractor Supply and find this food. Like, the rats don't really like this food. They need more, like, hard food to help their teeth. That's why they need to chew things, like the chewing blocks. They need a lot of things to climb on. As you see, they don't have right now. You can tell they used to, but they rip them down. You know the good old rats. Make sure they have things in their cage to make nests with and things to make nest behind or like in. They like take turns sleeping in this. It's hilarious. And back there. So yeah, make sure your rats always have something hard to chew on. There's one in here. See, it's nice and hard. Over this out of there. This is way harder, and they need to have this or some type of hard food. But I really do like this kind. We're gonna give them some. Oh, Snowball didn't get one of the hard ones, so let me get her one. And they're chasing each other. Make sure you always feed them where one gets the other thing that the other one does. Let me get a piece of that. Come on, Snowball, you get one. Like, Snowball has it now, my rat. But yeah, that's all for the cage and stuff. Like, make sure you clean it often. Like, this used to be in it, but they broke it by chewing it. Oh, it just broke again. So I'm actually gonna just put the ladder in right there, and they can climb on it and chew it up as they would like. So right now we're actually gonna go back outside. I'm gonna tell you other things about keeping rats. Okay, thing number 3. Basically like 555 because all the things with the cage and everything. But make sure if you don't have like a good yard to keep your rats in, like let's say you have a yard like this and there's nowhere to keep your rat, make it where they at least have an open window to look out of. I mean, like to get the sunlight. Make sure you always are feeding them the things that they can have. Don't just go around the yard and, not the yard, but your house, and guess what they can eat. I know that they can't have grapes. You might not want to feed them mealworms. And there's a whole bunch of other things that I could say, but I really don't want to take up 13 minutes and say all that. Yeah, the rats are somewhere in the field. Like, what did I say? They like to hide. So cute. But rats, I recommend you'd have a rat. Like, make sure they don't get too hot or anything, because that would be bad. And she's licking me. Make sure you don't give them baths too often, because the thing they have, they're so adorable. Because rats basically groom themselves. Just because they groom themselves doesn't mean that the smell's gonna go away. But I still recommend you not to bathe them that often. Thank you for watching, and I totally recommend you, if you have a good home, a good yard, like if you have a safe environment for them, and you have enough money to actually take care of a rat, I recommend you to get one. Bye!